Good morning. Okay, so today we have a chair, a foam roller, and I have some weights here too that I'm going to grab along the way. In fact, I'm going to grab them right now. I'm going to grab my eights, and my tens. I think that sounds like two good options. My back is not great. We did a long drive this week, so I'm still protecting it. But you should grab some options for yourself. Keep them nearby, medium, light, heavy. You never know what you're going to need, okay? I'm going to unplug this heater. We're going to start with the foam roller today, just to loosen stuff up right from the get-go. I'm going to start with the foam roller under my tush. Okay, just like this. And the hardest part for some people of the foam roller is kind of figuring out where their hands belong and how to position their bodies. And really the best advice for that is just keep moving around until you find something that works. I'm going to start by rolling out my right hip and my right tush a little bit. We're still in these colder months, although it's not as cold as it has been, but kind of nice to loosen stuff up, move the fascia around before we move a bunch more. When you roll out apart, I like to think about almost it being like a circular motion. So you get like a real sort of 360 rollout of that area. And then maybe like reverse the direction, the hip, the tush, and then roll back again. If you find a place that's maybe a knot, you can just roll back and forth for a little bit, even holding it for a moment and doing some gentle rolling back and forth. If you have a harder foam roller, you can use it to really roll out a knot. And then I'm just gonna switch over to the other tush, the other hip. If you're ever like feeling like you're borderline injured, you have to be really careful with foam rolling. You should never roll out an area that you're concerned is perhaps a tear of some sort. Roll the area around it, but not directly on it, is what I have learned in the past. Not that that's exactly the way it should be, but that's kind of the rule that I follow too. Of course, you're breathing here. That's always a really good addition to rolling out. A couple more here. And then we're going to come back. Gosh, this is really moving around today. We're going to come back to the first tush, and I'm going to roll a little bit more onto my side here and just get like the top of the IT area here. Kind of noodle around with how your legs are for this. We're breathing. Notice I'm going to avoid the lower half of the IT because it's terrible. I'm gonna do a couple more here. And then I'll roll right over into the other side. And then I'm gonna roll off, and we'll do one more leg roll out here. I'm gonna place the foam roller underneath my quads, and then I'm gonna come down onto my forearms. And I'm gonna roll out first the top half of the thighs from the pelvis to like midway down. Try to, as you're moving through this, also just pay a little bit of attention to what's happening in the shoulders and the arms. And of course, again, you're just taking some nice deep breaths along the way. Always good to notice if one side feels a lot different from the other. And now I'm going to start to roll down just above the kneecap and then back up to sort of that midline where I was stopping just a minute ago. Don't roll onto the knee. Stay above the bones. And then we'll do like the whole quad all the way to the top and then back down again. We'll do this maybe 5 times. And 4, 3, 2, last one. And then you can roll back. I'm going to push the foam roller forward, sit back on my heels, and I'm going to use the foam roller to do a child's pose stretch. You can make your knees wide or keep them together. Keep adjusting your legs until it just feels right for your body. And then you can have your hands supported as you roll forward. Head relaxes, and then draw the abdominals in. Roll back just to your fingertips and then go back out again. Five more here. And 4. And 3. 2. And last one. And then roll it back. I'm now going to turn my foam roller long ways, flip myself over, and sit right on the very, very, very edge. Right on the edge. So your sacrum or your tailbone is literally probably about to fall off. I always have to adjust my hair for this. Just make sure your hair isn't hanging down. Getting it caught under the foam roller does not feel good. You can bring your feet slightly wider than your shoulders here. And then get yourself as centered as you can. Arms to the ceiling. Take a nice deep breath here and let your shoulders lift up as your fingertips reach up towards the ceiling. So my shoulders are lifting away from the foam roller and the ground. And then they're just coming back down, and you'll feel your shoulder blades kind of hug the foam roller. And again, stretch up towards the ceiling, let the neck feel long, and then come back. And then of course, adding a deep breath is never a bad idea. Maybe inhale as you stretch up. Exhale as you go back down. Inhale, come up. Exhale back down. 3 more of these. Try to breathe into your belly as much as you're probably also breathing into your upper back and shoulders here, because the shoulders are moving around so much. Try to let the belly and the waist expand. One more time. And then come back, and we're gonna keep the shoulders kind of relaxed down. For me, I feel my shoulder blades right on the foam roller. And now I'm gonna make a bit of a circle, bringing my shoulder blade down Again, reaching up with the fingers, lifting the shoulder blades, and coming back around in a circular motion. This is a nice way to massage the fascia and the muscles around the shoulder blades. At least that's what I'm feeling here. So many little knots around my shoulder blades. I guess they're knots. I don't know, that's what I'll call them. And then I'm going to go the other way. Feel free, my arms are straight, but like if keeping bent arms is better, I don't know, there's so many ways you can do this. Even bringing your elbows out nice and wide. I sort of get the best little massage when I keep my arms straight. That you can try bending your elbows or changing the direction where your hands are. And we'll do this last one here. And now I'm going to keep my neck long and bring the arms down by my sides. And then reach the arms back, letting the palms face the ceiling and letting my arms be heavy as they come back to the wall behind me. And for this one, you don't have to pay attention to staying super engaged through your midsection. You can just let this be a big stretch. We'll do a few more here. Breathe. And back. 2. And back. 1 more. And back. And then back up towards the ceiling. And now I'm just going to make a really nice big circle all the way around, almost like when you make snow angels in the snow type thing. You can go back and forth like that, like one would do a snow angel. That feels nice. Or you could just make a really big circle, bringing the arms up, down, and around. And then we'll go the other way. Around. And if you are experiencing like, oh my gosh, these little muscles are so tight, my shoulders are so tight, this is a great thing for you to do every day because this is your mobility. This is about mobility of these joints right here. I have one shoulder that always feels a little bit angry when I move through this, but it feels better on the other side. Now I'm going to bring my arms again back up to the ceiling. I'm going to bend my elbows down so they're hovering away from the ground. And I'm going to let my forearms, my elbows are just hovering, my forearms are going to come forward and back. Forward and back. Take your time here and just be careful here. Move within the range of motion that feels okay. 3 more. 3. 2 more. 1 more. And then bring your hands back. You're in your cactus position and just hold here for 10, 9, breathe, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and gently bring the arms by your sides. Okay, so I'm going to now keep my elbows, my forearms down by my sides. Feet are going to come really close to one another. Turn your attention towards your abdominals. Try and engage all this to keep yourself centered. And I'm going to start bringing one leg up at a time, keeping the pelvis nice and still. And breathing. This is a good time to think about the transverse muscles here, feeling like you're pulling your hip bones almost in towards one another as you move here to get that deep stability turned on. I'm just going to do 3 more here. And now the next time, bring your left leg up into tabletop. Again, draw the abdominals in. I'm going to bring my right arm up to the ceiling. I'm going to bring my left knee in over my belly button and my right arm forward, and then I'm going to stretch the two away from one another and then come back in. Away from one another. 2 more here. 1 more. And then back down. And of course, we're going to do the other side too. So the opposite leg comes up, opposite arm, drawing the abdominals in. Bring the knee over the belly button and the arm forward a bit, and then reach the two away and return. So for this part, I'm really drawing the abdominals in. And 3, 2, last one. And then bring the feet all the way down. Keep your arms by your sides. Bring one leg to tabletop and then the other one as well. Knees together, feet together. Open the legs apart from one another. Exhale, return. Inhale, apart. 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more. All the way back down. Feet down. Let your knees widen from one another and just take a deep breath there. It's a stretch. 1 more. And then back up again. So now I'm going to roll off my foam roller, and just for a moment I'm going to enjoy that super weird feeling through the spine. Take a nice deep breath there. Let it release itself over a moment. That always feels so great. And now we're going to do one more thing with the foam roller here under the back. So if you want to bring it underneath your, as you can see now, it's now this other direction, the direction we started in. And it's underneath my shoulder blades, or maybe even mid back. You can start wherever it should feel sort of intuitive. And then I'm going to bring my hands to support the back of the head, and I'm going to curl forward here, knees bent, feet flat. Inhale, go down a few inches. Exhale, come back up. So this is first a continued abdominal wake up here. Inhale, go back a little bit. Exhale, curl up. So this is a great tool to be able to go into extension of the spine, which is this shape we're in when we're coming towards the ground with an arched back, and then flexion, which is that rounded spine. Flexion and extension. We can't do that on the floor when we're on our backs because the floor keeps us from going into extension. So this is a great way to work on mobility. One of the things I like to do here is when I curl up, I move forward a little bit. So now the foam roller is higher on my back, and I do another couple there. So it's almost like you're getting a little bit of a massage on different parts of the spine. And then I'll do it again. Lift my tush, come forward, go back. You may even get a little bit of an adjustment. Cracky, crack, crack. That's exciting. Please don't bring your foam roller onto your neck. Continue to move if you like, onto your cervical spine or your lumbar spine. This is not that that's exactly the truth, but that's another thing that I read too. Good to stay within the range of the thoracic spine, especially when you're rolling on it back and forth like this. Jed, what do you need? Go ahead, go grab it. It's okay. That's okay. And then the last thing I'm going to do here is curl forward, lift the hips, and just roll back and forth through the upper back here and breathe. Couple more. Last one. And then I'm coming just below the shoulder blades, putting the tush back down, letting myself go further back. And I'm just going to take 3 breaths here. You can release your head towards the ground if that's something that feels good for you. Otherwise, continue to hold your head. One more deep breath here. And then you can exhale, curl back up again. That's such a deep stretch. Okay, from here, I'm going to curl up to sit, and we'll just put this to the side. Maybe we'll do a little bit later. That was so great. And we're going to come to the hands and knees. Hands and knees. So knees under hips, hands under shoulders. Go ahead and spread the fingers apart. Find yourself in a neutral but supported position for the spine. So what that means, what neutral but supported means, I'm not arching and I'm not rounding, but I'm in the middle, and then I'm drawing my abdominals in, lifting the belly button towards the spine. From here, I'm going to keep myself in this lifted position, adjust my hands when I need to, and I'm just going to pick up one hand at a time, keeping myself super stable. It's like an inch or 2 off the ground. For me, that's like this is a little bit of an oblique wake up. I feel when I pick up my left hand, I feel the muscles through the right side of my midsection. And then vice versa, when I pick up the other hand, keep breathing. Just one more each way. Imagine gravity pulls you up away from the ground. Now bring both hands back again. Just a small rock forward and then back. And I'm continuing to stay neutral but supported. This is a really nice way to wake up the hands and the wrists for doing push-ups, or really whatever else it is you're doing to work the mobility of the wrist. Keep the arms as straight as you can. 4 and 3 and 2. One more. And then sit back for just a minute. Just give the wrists a little roll if you need to. And then we'll return back again. Spread the fingers apart, push the ground away. Now we're going to move out to one leg extension at a time. When you extend the leg, try not to lift the hip, but to keep the hips fairly even with one another. And then come in and extend. This is a nice little opportunity for a calf stretch. So each time you stretch out, reach the heel away. Find length from the heel to the crown of the head. Heel to the crown of the head. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1 more. Walk back, just take a minute, roll the knuckles around. And we're going to do one more thing here, kind of put 2 of these exercises together. As I extend one of my legs out, I'm just going to pick up the opposite hand and bring the hand towards the shoulder and then return. And again. Continue to feel like gravity pulls you up. 3 more. And 3, 2, 2. This time when you extend one leg out and the opposite arm, you can hold here, draw the abdominals in a little bit more deeply, lift and lower the back leg. Lift and lower the back leg. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then come all the way back in. Extend the left leg or the opposite leg. Pick up your hand, belly button is in, and lift and lower. Lift and lower. 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then come all the way back down. Take a nice deep breath here. Give your wrist one more little break, little stretch, little move. Okay, the last floor facing thing we'll do here like this. I'm going to turn to my side. We'll do a little bit of a modified side plank here. So I'm going to bring my knee to the mat and my hand underneath my shoulder. And I always like to bring my top arm towards the ceiling. So try to get yourself really long from the extended leg out through the crown of the head. Chin in a little bit. I like to almost press my hips forward a tiny bit and draw the abdominals in, and just hold here for 8, 7. Again, gravity pulls you up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then of course we have to do the other side. Flip-a-roo. Opposite hand down. Adjust yourself along the way. Think chin in, hips forward a little bit. Breathing those nice deep breaths. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then come all the way back down. Okay, we're going to come off the wrists, give ourselves that little twirl, and then I'm going to come back down to the mat, and I'm going to bring my 8s with me and my 10s down to the mat here. 8s and my 10s, and I'm going to keep them by my sides so I can easily grab them when I'm on my back. Okay, use your core when you're moving around weights like this. Sorry, that's loud. Okay, so I'm going to come onto my back. Why not? A little shin hug here with a deep breath. And then legs back down. Okay, so I like to roll to my side and grab the weights and then carefully roll back. I think that's a nice, careful thing to do for the shoulders. I just roll to the side, grab the weights, roll back. So I'm starting with my 8s here. I'm going to use my 8s and 10s. Get your feet and your knees hip distant, right around there. And hit heels relatively close to your tush, just in a comfortable position. Arms are going to be right by your sides with your elbows kind of pulled in towards your ribs. Draw the abdominals in. So again, you're kind of neutral but supported, just like you were when we were on the hands and the knees. Energy through your wrists here. Make sure you're not collapsing in your wrists. One arm is going to come straight up. As it's going down, the other one extends. So this is both an arm exercise, but also for the core. You're stabilizing through your midsection as you control the arms one at a time. Keeping the feet down is a great idea. One way to bring this exercise up a notch, we're going to do it a couple more times, is maybe to bring the legs into tabletop. If you're feeling like you really want to take it to the next level, that would be one way to do that. For 4 and 4, long through the neck. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1. Bring both arms up to the ceiling. Again, energy through the wrists. Both arms down and up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down and then back down by your sides. You can just let the weights stand up there and just rest your hands on top for a minute. Extend the arms. Reach through the fingertips. My elbows are not on the ground. They're kind of, arms are just hovering off. From here, quick shoulder connection. Bring your shoulders away from your ears. And we're going to bring one leg back up into tabletop. I'm going to bring my knee over my belly button and draw the belly in really deeply. And then the other leg in too. Okay, so belly button is in. Take a nice deep breath. Exhale, curl forward. Bring the chin towards the throat. Exhale, curl up. and inhale back down. Three more here. Two more. One more. Keep the head down, bend your elbows, and bring the legs down. Take a nice deep breath. If you carry tension in your hips and you feel kind of tight after things like this, feel free to just bring your knees from the right to the left, just to kind of release into the hip flexors. I know having grippy hip flexors is a thing for a lot of people. So maybe getting them to release after, that moment of tightness is a nice idea. You can try that. Come back to the center. Come back to hands right on top of the weights again. Reach forward through the fingertips. Draw your abdominals in as you bring your legs up to tabletop, knees over the belly button again. This time we're going to curl forward and just hold for a minute. Take a nice deep breath. Hold here. Little pulse forward. 8, 7, 6, 5. Last one. All the way down, legs down, elbows down. Take a nice deep breath there. Okay, I'm going to come back to holding onto my weights in the middle part where the hands usually belong. Take a nice deep breath. Curl up so your knuckles are kind of over your elbows. Energize through the wrist and extend the arms up towards the ceiling. Soften your elbows a little bit, and the arms are going to come out to the sides like a hug, like you're opening the arms apart, and then come back in again. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. I really like to focus on the breath during this. That is one way to keep the abdominal muscles really working in a very deep way. It's easy to have it be sort of a shallow breath, but really taking that deep inhale and a really good exhale. Last 3. 2 more. And 1 more. Elbows down. And then come all the way down. Just wiggle your fingers if you need to. Move your hands around. We're going to go back up there in just a moment. Take a nice deep breath. Bend and extend again up to the ceiling. We're going to try one arm at a time. It's sort of distinctly harder with these heavier weights, but I'm going to give it a whirl and see how it feels. I may switch out my weights. I have soft elbow here, and I have my weights together over my chest. I'm going to keep the left arm where it is, bring the right arm out to the side, and then return. And then I'll keep the right and bring the left arm out, and return, and then the right. And this is another exercise where I really feel the obliques engaging. 2 more sets here. You can do more if your weights are lighter and you're moving through this maybe a bit quicker. And again, out. 1 more each way. And then back down just for a little rest here. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale, exhale. And I'm going to bring the arms back up 1 more time. Bend and extend. Energy through the wrists. Bring your weights together on a flat end if you have that on your weights. Tricep work. Just be careful when you bend your arms. Don't knock yourself out. Bend and extend. Belly work here too. Breathe. 8 and 7 and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And up, come all the way down, and all the way down. You can carefully bring the weights out to the sides, just get them out of the way. I'm gonna use a heavier weight in just a little bit. So I'm just pushing those out of the way because they are not getting used again. Okay, from here, I'm gonna bring my left leg in towards me and give it a good hug, hands to shin. Take a nice deep breath. You can extend the opposite leg out to get a deeper stretch if you want. And then I'm going to bring both hands behind the left leg and extend the leg up and bend, come down. Breathe. Extend and bend. 2 more. And bend 1 more. This time, extend the leg up and hold, point, flex, side to side with the foot. Point, and then reach the heel, and then sickle, and then flex, side to side. 1 more. Point, flex, side to side. And then let's bring the left leg down. Hug your right shin. Take a nice deep breath. And then bring the hands behind the thigh. Extend and bend. Extend and bend. 2 more. 1 more. Now this time, extend and hold, point, flex, side to side. Point, flex, side to side. Point, flex, side to side. 1 more. Point, flex, side to side. Come back to the center and bend and put the foot all the way down. Arms by your sides. We're going to do a few bridges here. See if you can really press down through the arms to open the chest. Draw the abdominals in and exhale, bring your hips up. And inhale, back down. Again. And back down. 4 more here. All the way down. Relax through the pelvis. Take a nice deep breath. Okay, I'm going to do my other sets with some heavier weights here. Who knows if I'll use them the whole time. Picking up those weights, bringing my elbows right by my sides again. Energy through the wrists. Both arms are going to come straight up here so you can get yourself organized. Take a nice deep breath. Keep the one arm where it is as you bend and bring the opposite elbow down. As that arm goes down, the other one goes up. Using your deeper core muscles to stabilize. Breathe. 8, 8, 7, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring both arms up, both arms down and up, down and up. Inhale and exhale. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Come all the way down, all the way to the floor. You can rest your hands on the top of the weights, just like we did. Wiggle your fingers and your wrists. Take a nice deep breath. Neck is nice and long. Legs come up 1 more time here towards the ceiling. Draw the abdominals in. Bring one knee in as you stretch the opposite leg out on an angle. And then switch. and switch. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way down. Okay, one more arm thing here. Take a nice deep breath. Come on up. All the way to the ceiling. Triceps again. Put your weights together on the flat end. Extend. Make your neck nice and long. Bend. Extend. Extend. 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Come on down and all the way back down. Okay, you can let your weights just stay there by your sides. Let's take a quick stretch before we change our position here. I'm gonna bring my arms out wide and I'm gonna bring my knees over to the left as I look over to the right. If you want a deeper stretch for your hip, you can bring your left hand to your right knee and ever so gently pull towards the ground. You can also bend your right arm into a cactus shape and breathe. And then I'll come on over to the other side. This is really a stretch that you can hold for 2 or 3 minutes if you want to really get the benefits of lengthening out through the side body like this. Let's do 2 more breaths here. And then I'm gonna roll onto my side and then come on up. We're gonna do some standing stuff here. I'm just gonna leave my weights on the ground and come on up. So we're gonna grab the chair here and use the chair a bit. Maybe take a quick drink of water, why not? Bring my chair forward. Little hydration. Okay. Okay, so first I'm going to face the chair, and then I'm going to bring my hands to the seat of the chair, just depending on what kind of chair you have here. Please be careful if you're on a folding chair. You can also just bring your hands and kind of wrap them around the side. However you want is really fine. I'm going to try to get my feet underneath my hips, and then I'm going to bend my knees forward and keep my back relatively neutral. Bend, and then extend. And bend. I'm bringing my knees further in front of my toes here. This feels like a stretch through the calves and the Achilles area. And then back up again. I'm going to do 5 more. 5, back up, 4, and 3, 2, 1 more. I'm going to bring my right leg forward and my left leg back. My feet are hip distant. Bending the right knee. Now this is a deeper stretch through that left calf and Achilles area, right? And then straighten. Look at your left foot. Make sure it's looking straight ahead and it's not turned out to the side or turned in. And try and keep your right knee over your right foot when you bend it. Knee tracks with the ankle or the foot, the right knee. Let's just do 2 more here. Keep your weight in your feet. Your hands are, of course, on the chair, but don't take all of the weight into the hands here. They're just kind of here to support you a bit. Now, the next time you bend your right leg, you're going to pause and come to your fingertips. Lengthen out through your spine, draw the abdominals in, and then come all the way up with the upper body. I'm going to bring my arms out to the sides here. Take a nice deep breath, keeping your right knee kind of over the right foot or ankle, and hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just pause here. Turn your palms forward. Pull your right hip slightly back as you push your left hip slightly forward. Not to put them off center, but 9 times out of 10, you just probably pretty much squared your hips off with your shoulders. We're going to be hinging forward. The upper body stays nice and straight. We're hinging, almost like you want to bring your chest towards your thigh. My range of motion is not too far today. If you want to come further forward than me, please do. Also, if you want to change where your hands are, you can do hands to hips. You can do arms right by your sides. I would say the most challenging is arms straight up. I'm not going to do that one today, okay? But you choose a position for your arms that's right for you. Just 2 more here. Hinge forward, back up. 1 more time. Forward, back up. Now this time, arms will come back out. Shift your weight forward into your front foot a whole bunch more. I just lifted my back heel. In fact, shift your weight so much that we can start to lift and lower the back leg. Lift and lower the back leg. Lift. I just put my hands on the wall there. 2 more. And 1 more time. And then we're coming back into that original position, knee bent, and then again back, hands to the chair, okay? We of course have to do the other leg, so step your right leg back and your left leg forward. Feet hip distant. Back foot forward. Bend the left knee, big old stretch for the back leg, and then extend. Bend, extend. Bend, extend. 2 more. And extend 1 more. And we're going to bend, pause, and come to the fingertips. And then come all the way up. Take a nice deep breath here. Press your right hip slightly forward and pull your left hip slightly back. We are hinging. Forward and back up. Again, feel free to go more range of motion than me. I think I'm going to bring my hands to my hips for this, just to keep them in a good place. Whatever range of motion you're using, make it a full range of motion by coming all the way back up to stand. Last 3. And up. 2 more. And up. 1 more. And up, and then bring the arms back out again. Shift your weight into your front leg more by lifting your back heel. You may need to step that leg forward a bit. Belly button is in. And then shift your weight so much that you can bring your back leg up and down. Up and down. Up and down. 2 more. It's okay if you're wobbly. 1 more. And then back down all the way. And then hands to chair. Step both legs back. Lean your hips back. Let your head be super heavy. Lean your pelvis over to the right and over to the left. Over to the right and over to the left. One more each way. And then come back to the center. Walk yourself forward and roll up. Okay, just a little bit of fun stuff left here. We're going to do just a little bit of squat work here. So you can bring your feet in line, maybe with the legs of your chair, and stand up really nice and tall. Bring your hands right to your hips and press your hips forward into your hands. So you're in full hip extension. You're really standing up nice and tall. And then as you come into your squat, or as you just tap your tush back to the chair, you can bring your hands forward. Tap, and as you come forward, push your hips into your hands a little bit. Tap back, come forward. Tap back, come forward. Tap back, come forward. Tap back, and forward. Let's do 8 more. 8, and 7, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Okay, this time sit back about halfway. Belly button is in, maybe a third of the way even. Draw the abdominals in and little pulse down and back up. See if each time you push up from the pulse, you can drive your heels to the ground. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up to stand, okay? Last little bit here. You can come onto your chair in a seated position. I almost fell off my chair. Okay, I'm sitting on the front edge. Sit wherever you think you should. And I'm gonna cross my left leg over my right. For me, walking my right leg out under my right knee increases the stretch that I feel in my left hip. So this is a really deep stretch for me. Maybe it's not for you. You can lean forward with a flat back here, and let this left hip stretch. Take a nice deep breath. Why don't you let your shoulders release and your jaw? Lifting the chest here as you lean forward towards the bent leg. Moving your legs around a little bit, by the way. We'll probably show you where the most intense part of the stretch is. This is another one. If you're super tight here, you can just be in this position for like 2 to 3 minutes. And then we're going to switch our legs. And again, walking that left, this standing foot underneath the knee kind of increases the stretch for me. This side is not as tight. Sit tall and lean forward. You're welcome to lean the legs right and left, or sway the legs. Make sure your shoulders are fairly relaxed here, your jaw. One more deep breath. And then I'm going to bring the right foot down. I'm going to widen my feet wider than my shoulders. I'm bringing my right forearm on my right thigh, And I'm stretching over, opening those left ribs. You can let your head be heavy. And then you can roll around through the front to come to the other side. And again. And again. Last one. And then come back to the center, and you can roll up to sit and walk your feet back in. Relax your shoulders, ear to shoulder. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall, ear to shoulder. Try to keep your shoulders relatively still as you bring your head from side to side. One more each way. And then come back to the center. Stick your chin out and up. And then pull your chin in and look down. Stick your chin out and pull your chin in and look down. One more each way. Come back to the center. Look right and behind you, and left and behind you. And right. And left. One more each way. And then last is circle, maybe like a half circle actually, and back again. And then back to the center. Come up to stand, one more standing stretch for the road. You can bring your arms all the way up, hook your thumbs, reach up as you push down through your feet, stretch over to the right and then over to the left a couple of times. Energy through the thumbs, fingers reach up. And then back to the center, push down through the feet, reach up through the fingers, and then release the thumbs as you bring your arms down, crown of the head up. Stand tall when you bring your arms down. Hold there for a second, relax the shoulders, breathe into your waist, 2 deep breaths. We did it, you guys. Happy New Year. Have a great day.